I was gonna bring up my own question, which is around the same sort of idea of
The other side of the
honeymoon.
coin,
Yeah,
yeah.
the other side of the
Let's
coin.
hear it.
Yeah, it's like being in I'm newly in a relationship, and I'm in that honeymoon stage, and I feel it. And for me, as I said earlier, I'm always suspicious of the flutters. So feeling the flutters, what's going on with me is like I feel them, I'm excited about them. And there's a part of me that's like, I know better.
Yes, absolutely.
And
You're an enlightened flutterer.
Yeah, I'm an enlightened flutterer. No, but I'm, it's just, I know that's a temporary phase, that it doesn't last. And at the same time, don't want to be negative and just sort of like waiting and expecting for things to not feel
Right.
as enjoyable as
Right.
they do right now. So just
Right.
the balance between those two.
Yeah. Well, again, I kind of look at this in terms of, this is why we study the development of relationships, the same way we, study the development of human beings. It's like we have that innately. We're wired with hormones. We're wired with our attachment schema from our childhood. We're wired to get the flutters when we start.
Yeah.
We're wired with these ways to bond us together, like biology, nature, evolution, whatever you believe, has designed us to like get in the same room together.
Yeah.
And you can sort of just like I feel like sometimes in my better moments I can sort of delightfully step back and be like, oh, this is sort of hilarious that this is how humans are designed to bond with each other. But to know that it's meant to drive you to a different level of relationship. It's meant to, keep you in contact with a person long enough to learn about their fitness as a partner, or biologically speaking, like their ability to help you raise children successfully in the world and things like that. Or from our perspective, to test out their values, their principles in relation to you.
Yeah, absolutely. To form enough of an attachment that you want to stick it through with that person in order to enough to learn about them and inform something there.
Right. And one of the perspectives that Dr. Bob and Dr. Judith share in The Heart of the Fight talks about the fact that people think that they've fallen out of love if all of a sudden the flutters are gone, or the initial spark of that chemical romance. And it's actually not true. It's just that love evolves over time, and the marriages that last evolve from chemical romance to companionate love, companionate marriages, if that's your tack. And then even further to what they call consummate marriages, or consummate love. So it's just a different kind of thing. But I like that you're conscious about the fact that this is going to end, and this is a phase.
Yeah.
And I think the thing to do is ask what the phase is like meant for.
Yeah. No, I love that, and I think it's sort of to the end of just like acceptance of the phase and acceptance of where I am in it, because it's no fun to say, I'm in this fun phase, and I'm concerned that it's going to end. Like just
and to be sort of worried, like holding on. When is it going to end?
Exactly. Because I've felt that before I was aware of the social and emotional intelligence research. I used to be more afraid that that my heart would be broken than I am now. I don't feel that fear so much, but it is the fear of when this feeling is going to end.
Or am I going to say something that's going to kill the romance, so to speak, with my asking questions that I really know I need to ask in order to determine if a person is right for me.
Right. Am I going to find out that we're not compatible and I'm going to end this and I like it?
Right.
That kind of a thing.
Like, do you find yourself going, let me just let the flutter phase draw out a little more, and I can ask that hard question next week, or I can address that question of do our careers mesh
in this relationship?
later?
No, in this relationship, there was a point for me at the beginning, like the first maybe month that I was doing that, but then it's like that's a different phase. Now I'm at the phase where I ask those questions. So that's there's also something about just like sort of celebrating the wins in it, because that's a big deal for me. That I face a lot more conflict in relationships than I used to, and it's something I've worked at.
Well, and being a colleague with you, I can tell the world that you do that, not just in your dating relationships. You've worked strategically on becoming way more direct and getting satisfied sooner, and it trickles down into how you handle systems at the office and to, like you're a more satisfied human being because that's your perspective. And you've butted heads with people over things and we have better outcomes as a result of it. So I'm delighted to hear you say that about your relationships because I can see the parallel path and know how that works.